Oh, there we go. Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Yeah, I accidentally had my mic off. I'm doing good, Duffable. I'm ready to finish this game. I know it won't be today, but I'm super excited. How about you? Nice. What game is it for? The commission? Cool. Right now I'm working on the extract logic. Sensu's already made the function that I need to use, but I'm just looking at how it works really quick so I call it correctly. Oh, he finished? Okay. Let me put the server in the description. Oh, it looks really good. Okay, let me... Yeah. Hey, B1K, how's it going? Thank you for the support. So I'm making a game named Descend with a couple of friends. It's similar to like Repo or Lethal Company. Have you played those games? Yeah, so basically it's a game where you go into a facility and you loot the facility, and then you can extract with your loot and then sell that to become more powerful. So it's kind of like a looter game, but you have to avoid enemies, and the map is procedurally generated, so it's going to be different every time. Yeah, let me show you what it looks like so far. That looks really good, Duffable. Okay, yeah, let me show you. So B1K, we're not done with the map yet, but as you run through, you might find some loot, like right here. So I grabbed that, and I can run it back to the ship. And then I bring it back to the ship, and then once I meet this quota, I can choose to either go down deeper, or I can extract up with all my loot. And if you go down deeper, you're kind of risking what you have in your storage. Thank you. Yeah, I gotta work on that slide a little more. But you basically risk what you have if you decide to go deeper, but you get more loot that way, so. That's what I'm working on now. I'm actually working on the extract and the descend logic. Thank you. Yeah, we think it'll be a really fun game to play. I'm trying to figure out how I want the extract and descend to work, as far as like, I think everyone should have to run back to the ship. Maybe they can get a bonus if they do. Trying to think about that. There probably will be a timer. Yeah, like you have to reach the quota in a certain amount of time. I'm still deciding about the timer though. What do you think, B1K? Should there be a timer or should it just be purely quota based? Like you meet the quota of loot and then you can move on. What's up, Voxel? Hello, I'm back in my motherland, which is Lithuania. Awesome, awesome. Glad you're back. What, did you go on vacation? I'm doing good. Oh, nice. How was that? How was Poland? That's a good point, B1K. I gotta think about that because I don't think I'm going for like a speedrun type of game. I think I'm going for like an intense sneak around, get as much loot as you can. But if players want to speedrun it, they can. So I probably won't add a timer. I'm leaning more against it. But depending on what the other devs on this project think, my mind might change. So. Do you do any like snowboarding or skiing, Voxel? Oh man, that sucks. B1K, that's actually a good idea. Like if they want to choose a timed mode, they can do that. I'll think about that more. That's a good point. I can imagine, Voxel. I've never been skiing, but I've been snowboarding, so. Thank you. Thank you, B1K. I don't know when you left yesterday, Voxel, but I literally just got online, set up the stream, so I haven't gotten much done yet, but right now I'm working on just the extraction and the descend logic. That's where I left off yesterday. Yep. Trying to just decide how that's gonna work. I think I'm gonna do like a voting system. Maybe like if somebody presses like you can go back to the ship and put in your vote on if you want to extract or descend even more. And it's like majority vote decides what you do. I think that's what I'll do. That actually sounds like a really good idea. I can see it being like clippable, like you have one friend that just wants to play it safe, and he wants to extract, but then the 3 other friends are like, no, let's keep going, and they all descend, and the one friend like freaks out. I think that'd be funny. So I gotta make a voting system. So this will be teleporting all the players back to the lobby. And then as for the voting logic, I think I'm just going to put like a little picture of who voted on top of the vote button. Like above the proximity prompt, do like a little billboard GUI that like shows who voted on what. That's probably what I'll do. Yeah, I think it'll be cool. Like you can see who voted for what. Or maybe it could just be a number. You think it should be a number that shows like how many votes one thing has, or should it be like the amount of people? We're gonna create a vote billboard. Raising their hand could work, but like, how would you know? How would you know whether they want to go up or down? Like, if they point up or down? You think anonymous? Okay. I could do anonymous. We'll just do anonymous for now. I'm just outlining my tasks here. Probably gonna ask AI to see if it can knock this out for me. Otherwise, if it's too complex for it, I'll have to do it myself. But I think I can get it to work. Thank you, Duffable. Duffable's a big motivator. By the way, Duffable is also working on this game. He's doing all the building and modeling. So he's got a big job. Okay, so I'm gonna create a vote timer, and then for now we're gonna print out the vote timer and the output. This is where we'll create the vote billboards to show how many votes they have. Let's make a... We'll make the vote timer 15. We'll make it 20 seconds. We'll do 20 seconds for now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just take this whole outline that I made and see if AI can read my mind after I give it all this context. We're also going to hand it the game loop because we're gonna have some logic in there as well. Let's see if it can do this first try. If it can, that would save me so much time. Okay, so I handed AI my main game loop right now, and the round buttons logic that I outlined the different functions that I want. Should we make it so that if the votes are even for extracting and descending, should it pick randomly, or should it favor one or the other? Or should it be like the first to reach that many votes? So like if descending reaches 2 votes, and then extraction reaches 2 votes, it'll favor descending because it reached 2 votes first. Or should it just be random? What do you guys think? Hey, how's it going, Beatrice? The scared people would be mad. That's true. Are you saying extract so that since the scared people would be mad if it automatically descended? Or you're saying to make them mad? Thanks for joining the stream, Beatrice. You think making people angry is good though? I feel like people are gonna leave. You know what? I'll ask the rest of the team what they think. I think for now I'm just gonna make it random. I'll just make it random. We'll do that. Angrier people are funnier than calmer people. Duffable said we don't want people leaving. That's so true. I don't know, Voxel. Usually I agree with you, but I don't think that's gonna help our game. Okay, so AI asked me some questions that I'm gonna answer. Oh, okay. So angrier as in like it could cause more clippable moments of like, no, I wanted to extract. I see what you're saying. That could work. Okay. So AI is generating what I want. We're gonna review it right in a second here when it finishes. I like to go over whatever it creates, unless I'm like really in a rush and I'm pretty confident that it did the right job. I like to go over it just to make sure I understand the structure. So, okay, so here's where it's holding the vote count. Here is a boolean to decide if the vote timer has started. That makes sense. It made a function for getting the vote count. Here's where it's going to update the billboards. Okay, these are erroring out because they're local functions and they're not established before this one. So I have to move this around. Move this up here. And then descend, we're going to move this one up here as well. Voxel, how do you feel about bindable events? Do you use them? Oh, I know a lot of people don't use them once they start using modules more. You don't really use bindable events much. Dang, it's been that long? Okay. Are you kind of done with Roblox Dev? Like, you don't think you'll get back into it? I'm gonna continue going through this code. So, here's where we are. Okay, here's the spot for the lobby place ID. What does that even mean, Crypt? That's kind of insulting. Is it the lighting? Also, welcome to the stream, Crypt. Game dev takes time, but in web dev, coding is way more rewarding. You see your progress through time than small niche bugs. Okay, that makes sense. You're very like, you like to see progress, that's what keeps you going. Yeah, sometimes you spend days just fixing bugs and it feels like you got nothing done, so I can definitely relate with that. I think my mic was like 30 bucks, stuffable, so I don't think you need like a crazy mic to start out at least. Okay, so just to keep going through this script, here we have a cleanup script that we can call to clean up all of our connections. Here is the teleport players to lobby, which we are just going to be teleporting every single player that's in the game, which would be fine. Resolve votes. Okay, so this is going to use the get vote count function to get the extract votes and the dissent votes, and it's going to decide on a winner. And then it's going to clean up all the connections, which is perfect. Yo, what's up, Toast? Thank you for joining. Welcome back. Toast has been here for like every stream. You made it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for making it. Okay, so if the vote result is extract, then it's going to teleport all the players to lobby here. And if it's not extract, then the game loop is going to continue. Yes, the Discord messages worked. Here's the function to start the vote timer. After the timer ends, it's going to resolve votes. That's perfect. Here is where we create the vote billboard GUI. So it's just going to create a billboard GUI object, text label, and then parent that to the button's primary part. And always on top is set to true. This is a setting that I wanted to make sure it had so that we can see it's not going to be like clipped into the actual part and we not able to be seen. And then these are our old functions, locate button. These are the functions we already had. So Let's go ahead back to the main game loop and see what AI wants us to do. We're actually just going to take its script, paste it. So after we resolve the quota and then we activate the buttons, it's going to wait for the vote result. So it's going to use round buttons, get vote result. Or while the get vote result is equal to nil, it's going to loop. And then as soon as the get vote result returns an actual vote result, like whether it's extract or descend, we're going to continue. So now we're setting the result to equal that. Yeah, Toast, I'm working on that repo game again. So if result is equal to descend, then we are going to increment the current round, which is perfect. And then we need to also do some cleanup. And if the result isn't descend, if it's extract, it's just going to break from the main game loop and the game won't continue. And the round button is going to handle the actual teleporting back to lobby. So this is perfect. What AI gave us is perfect. I don't see any problems with it. I understand it all. So here we're going to continue. After we increment the round, we're going to add some cleanup logic. And I think just to keep it clean, I'm going to do this. So I'm going to say if result is not equal to descend, then so if the result doesn't return descend, then we are going to break out. And if it does return descend, then it's going to automatically continue. So we can actually just get rid of this. And we're going to increment the round here. And then here's where we have our cleanup logic. So this is where we're going to have, it's going to have to, let's see, we'll do force closing the doors. We'll do, we'll have it teleport all players back to the lobby, or back to, not lobby, back to the ship. We'll call it ship for now. Actually, let's call it like it is. It's a drill. And what else will we have it do? We could have it automatically put all the loot inside of the storage. I'm trying to think about that though. No, I think we'll keep the loot on the person. Let me think. So it's gonna force close the doors. Gonna teleport all the players back to the drill. And then we'll just have it delete the map. Spawn the new map. And then, let me think. I think we'll just have the door automatically open. Actually, but we can put that in the start of this loop. So if we go up here, so it's going to load control room, load map, spawn loot, spawn enemies, set up the detection zone, round quota, set up the sync, and then here we will do, here it should open the doors. here when we force closing the doors, we're also gonna force locking the doors. Open the ship doors, and we are going to remove force lock doors. I will be right back. What's up, Ratiko? How you doing? Ratiko. So Ratiko, I'm working on the extraction and the descend logic. So after the players meet the quota, they're going to be able to choose whether they want to just play it safe and extract, or they can choose to keep playing it more risky and descend further into the earth to get better loot and to basically increase their stash. So it's going to get harder, as you know. Like, there's going to be more enemies, but there's also going to be better loot. So and I think AI did a pretty good job at helping me with this part of the game. I'm just going to go ahead and test the voting logic right now. So what we're going to do is, if result is not equal to descend, then we're going to say warn extracting now. And then if it is equal to descend, then it's going to warn continuing game. Thank you, Ratiko. I can't wait to see you on the leaderboard. So here's the buttons. And really quick, I want to make the buttons not neon. So I'm going to go into round buttons, and when we activate the buttons, okay, so when we activate the buttons, here, I'm just going to have AI make me a function named make button change button material. And we're going to pass through the button and the material, which will be a string. The button is going to be a model. So what's going to happen is the buttons are going to start out not neon, so they kind of look like they're off. And then as soon as the options to vote are available, they're going to be turned on. Oh yeah, we have a Discord. I think I put it in the description of this live stream. Can you guys see the Discord in the description of the live stream? Yo, what's up, Gary? Welcome back. How's it going, Gary? I'm glad to hear. Oh, yo, what's up, Derp? You know, I was like, when you sent people over to my stream, I was confused. But we probably had a conversation. I just didn't recognize you as Gary. That's so funny. Thank you so much for yesterday, bro. Seriously, that was uncalled for. Undeserved. Yeah, no, everyone was chill. Everyone was super nice. So right now, the game that I'm working on, there's going to be an option at the end of each round to choose if you want to extract or descend further. So if you extract, that's like the safe option, and you save all your loot, and you can go up and sell it or do whatever. But if you descend, then it's riskier, but there's better loot, and you're going to be risking your whole stash. So I'm just working on that extract and descend logic. And I'm trying to use AI to help me code as fast as possible, but still keep it clean. I'm sure you know how that goes. If you rely on it too much, or you don't really design the system yourself, it's going to get dirty. Yo, what's up, UK Darky? Garrett or Derp, how did your 24-hour challenge go? Okay, but he failed. Okay, so I was able to get this function done. Oh, that's sick. I'll have to give it a shot. It's not done. Hey, I mean, I saw near the end of the video the progress you made, and that's pretty insane progress for 24 hours. Did you use any pre-existing like modules or systems that you've had, or was that all like from scratch? Okay, we need to change these buttons. Profile store, and replica, but I tried to make everything from scratch. Okay. Nice. Yeah. It's great when you can just reuse systems. That's what I try to do, or I'm trying to do moving forward. I have like all of my or pretty much reusable systems under services, kind of like how a lot of others have it. And then I just keep all my like hyper specific scripts under this main game scripts. That way I know like these are the reusable things and these are the things that are very specific to this game. So if I need to pull things away from this game, I can just like look at this list. Let me continue what I was doing. Buttons. Hey, welcome to the stream, Sangri. Okay, let's go ahead and make these rooms, or make these buttons not neon to start out. So here are the buttons. Change the material to, we'll just change it to plastic. And let's go ahead and try the game. Okay, so now the buttons aren't activated. And we're just gonna go meet our quota really quick. I have another scripter on the game, Sensu. He's a YouTuber as well, but he's working on the grab system. So it's not, if you see me struggling to grab things, it's because initially the plan for this game was to be third person, but we switched it to first person, so the grab is a little bit wonky. We just need to kind of optimize it for third person. What are your guys' thoughts on third person versus first person? Do you guys have a preference or? Okay, so now these buttons are active. And if I vote on a button, we should see the vote increment and it should start a timer. Okay, so as we can see the timer starting. You hate first person? Is there like a, is it related to, is your hate related to like the code or is it more related to like the actual gameplay? Yeah, Toast, I agree. I think first person's, it's got pros and cons. But I think first person is definitely scarier and more intense. No, literally B1K, I totally agree. I think it makes it more intense. Yep, same here, Voxel. Yeah, I think if I'm looking at it from a dev standpoint, I think I prefer third person, just because that's what Roblox's native camera controls are. And once you switch it to first person, you really got to optimize for all other devices. And it can get a little messy. I mean, you can get a really good first person module, but it's still like for phone users, it requires 2 hands to kind of control. You have the movement control and then you have the camera control, but with third person, the phone users can have the follow cam setting, where when they're moving with the joystick, the camera will automatically follow. And I think a lot of like younger kids that aren't that great at games, they'll use that. So I think the camera movement's a lot easier on phone if it's third person with that setting. So as you can see, I got this error here because teleporting does not work in Studio. More scripts, less lines, or less scripts, more lines? Are you asking which I prefer? So this error means that it worked, because it's basically telling us we can't teleport in Roblox Studio, but it means that it attempted to teleport. So now we are just going to go into the round buttons logic, and here we've got a lobby place ID that I told AI to set up for us. So I'm just gonna put that lobby place ID in there. Good, we made that replacement. More scripts, less lines is the professional way to do it. Yeah, UK Darky's right. I think I agree with that. UK Darky, the map was made by Duffable. I think he's in the stream right now, I'm not sure. But Duffable's the builder for this game. He's super talented. As you can see, it's kind of just the shell right now. But once he adds the furniture, and we actually get like the loot placement done correctly. Oh yeah, Duffable's in the chat. Then it's gonna look even better. Okay, so let's go ahead and try the descend logic. We saw that the extract logic worked out, so let's try the descend. So we're starting the timer, and remember that if the descend logic is working, it's going to get past this if statement. It won't break out. And we're going to get a warning saying continuing game. Okay, so we got... Did we get a warning? Continuing game right here. So we can see a continued game. It incremented the round by 1. And then it just went right back up here because this is a while true do loop. So it's working perfectly. We just need to make sure that we have the proper cleanup logic. And then all these other things that I added kind of the to the to-do list. So let's work on it one by one. So I think first thing I'm going to do is teleport. No, first thing I'm going to do is force close the doors, and then I'll teleport. That way no one can run out while the map is cleaning itself up and then restarting. So I just worked on the door controller. And I created a function to close all doors and lock them. Okay, so this will close all the doors, and this will lock them, meaning they can't be opened, which is great. So let's refer to our door controller here. And I think I made my door controller as a service. Sliding door service? No. Oh, this is the wrong... Let me see. Okay, B1K. Duffable, your Naruto outfit, are you making like an... Or I guess the commission that you're doing, is it for like an anime game? Well, I guess it's gotta be, but like what kind of game is it? Sliding door service. Okay. Yeah, I know Mortal Kombat. Oh, okay. Who's scripting that game? Yeah, that's kind of how commissions are, right? Hey, Magic Man Spud, thanks for joining the stream. What time is it for you? What time zone are you in? $20.28. Okay, so that's 8 o'clock. I'm scripting a main game loop for our game Descend. It's just me and a couple friends working on it. But right now, I'm specifically working on like the end of the game loop and just cleaning everything up and starting the next round. But this is the game. Hold on, I got an error. Oh. The game is very similar to like Repo or Lethal Company if you've played that. But basically you're gonna go through a facility, find loot, you're gonna avoid enemies, and you're gonna bring all the loot back to your ship or your drill. As you can see, it's displaying the loot there. And you have a quota to meet every round. And once you meet the quota, you can choose to either extract. I look a little sad. I think I just have downturned eyes. Everyone's always told me that. Like my eyes, unfortunately, they're downturned. Sure, what is it? Lilka, I learned how to code on YouTube. You made a player report system with webhook, messaging, and rate limiting. Is that for Roblox? Lilka, I started out with Brawl Dev for the scripting basics, and then I went on to Crusher Fire. I went on to Crusher Fire for the more advanced topics. That's cool, Magic Man. Did you just make it out of like your own? Is it like your own project, or did you make it for another game, somebody else's game? I'm gonna take this whole script and put it into AI and tell it to just my own random project. I got bored. Okay. Why don't you make a game? Like a full-on game. I'm into robotics using Python right now. Roblox Lua seems to be fun and lucrative though. Yeah, it can be lucrative for sure. You just have to, like, I've been making games for 11 months now, and the games don't make enough yet to like fully pay my bills. but I've definitely made some money on Roblox already, just like in the 11 months I've been in it. SJ, yeah, I actually plan on doing short form devlogs for this game. So I'm just taking some of the video and making like quick little shorts on YouTube. I haven't started it yet, but I've started recording, so. Currently I'm working on an SCP-RP game. I'm making an anti-cheat trying to make no-clip detection using raycasting. Cool. Yeah, but Voxel, I don't think that's a skill issue. I think that's a motivation issue. Like you were saying, you're not motivated to make games as much, or to like stick through it for the long term. Because you're really skilled. Magic, I kind of know all the skills pretty briefly, but my specialty is just coding or scripting. Shorts are kind of underrated. I'm hoping that's the case. I hope the shorts actually like build more hype towards the game. So, by the way, I just took this whole script, which is the script that controls this opening and closing right here. So that script controls this opening and closing, so making AI make me some functions that I can call from other scripts that will globally open or close these doors. In this case, it's just the one door, but let's see how it works. So we have I know you have to call enum for like keys and things like that, but I didn't know what exactly like are enums. Enums like moving parts and UI, etc. I think so. The enums keyword is just a dictionary for matching to Roblox's types. Okay. So that's why I use enum so much, because I'm just using Roblox types. Ratico, they play a lot of soccer in Brazil, right? Are you into soccer? Or football? Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the sliding doors. Like when doing input, it's enum.keycode equals input.keycode. Easiest way to match and provide a type you don't necessarily have access to. Okay. Yeah, I play soccer in Brazil. That's what Brazil is known for, right? Hasn't Brazil won the most World Cups? You thought enums were just for moving stuff? When you say moving stuff, do you mean like tweening or like physics movements? Okay, so we've got the sliding door service. Oh, tweening. Okay, that's what you meant. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, tweening is pretty simple. I'm not like great at it, but I can tween something if I have to. In some languages, enums are like just variables with a number. So I do like enum.a, same as 1 equal, or enum.a is equal to 1, enum.b, same as 1 is equal to 2. Variables with a number. That confused me a little bit, Voxel. Ratiko, it just takes a lot of time, okay? Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and close all doors, and then we're gonna go ahead and lock all doors so that no one can open the doors while we're transitioning to a different round. Yeah, Magic Man, go ahead and join the look in the description of this YouTube live and join the Discord server. That's gonna be for this game. Thanks for asking. And then here we are going to unlock all doors. And we are also going to open all doors. Okay. Okay, yeah, I see you joined. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back. Magic Man, help with what? The Discord server? Imagine enum.keycode.a is just a variable with the number 1. And enum keycode b is number 2. If you do an if statement, so you see if they are equal, you're basically just doing... Okay, got it. So basically, when you use enum, you're basically just using, you're accessing a library or you're trying to access a variable that would otherwise be kind of like hard to access if you didn't use that language, or if you didn't use like the enum dot. You're basically like enum.keycode.b is assigned to that. Yeah, the server, I know how to code little Discord bots in Python. Oh, that's sick. For the server, let me see. The server, we actually already have somebody that is working on it. I think we have 2 people. But if we need any more, we'll probably ask for some help in the server at some point. So you can become like a server mod to help us out if you're still open to it. When we do need people. Okay, so here we are locking all the doors. Now we are going to teleport all the players. Not sure for Lua, I just know it applies to some other languages like GDScript. Okay, gotcha. So let's go ahead and teleport all the players here. And for teleporting all the players, I feel like that's going to be a common thing that we do. So I'm going to make a service for it if I don't have one already. Player utility service, this is a good one. We have kill all players. Yeah, let's add a teleport all players here. Check the gen chat and server. I sent something random. The gen chat? What do you mean? Oh, general. Sorry, dumb. That slash snail, is that really a command? Wait, what? I'm so confused. Only you bot? Okay, so you can yeah, like how do you use bots on other servers? Each person can like put a bot into their slash commands and use them in any server. Oh, okay, that's cool. I didn't know that. So you made a bot that can post a snail. That's funny. What else can your bot do? Okay, so AI just gave me what I needed, which is a teleport all players. And I would just give it a target part and a spread amount so that the players, when they teleport, they spread out a little bit. And something that we're doing here, we're looping through every player in the game and teleporting them, but what I'm going to do, I don't like looping through every player without using a new thread. That way, if it errors out, it's not gonna stop the whole progress. Because like if a player leaves while it's looping and it no longer finds the character, or if for some reason the player doesn't have a root part for whatever reason, it won't stop the whole script from running. It'll just error out in its own thread. My name is Age Guy. Welcome to the stream. Any tips for a beginner? I'm watching Brawl Dev's playlist and I'm currently in episode 6 of his advanced scripting playlist. Okay, so you've already made some great progress. How fast did you get through his basics? Because I know some people, they just watch the videos and they move on. They don't actually like do the homework or the tasks and code themselves. But that's very much necessary. Like you should be coding every single video that he asks you to do like a homework piece, you should do it. So how fast did you get through the first beginner series? I don't like Brawl devs for some reason. I just go into Dev Hub and ask people to teach one-to-one better. I learned it in about 4 days for the beginner, but I did watch a bit of his starter playlist around September. Yeah, I actually struggle with the same thing. I suck at remembering, but I do pick things up quicker. So honestly, I think that's a great trait to have when you're scripting, because if you're quick to pick things up, you can quickly pick up the patterns that are involved in scripting. You don't need to remember, like it's more beneficial for you to understand one concept than to remember every single call in that concept. So for example, events, like let's just take events. If you can quickly learn what an event is and how they all work, you don't need to remember every single individual event to use it. Because at the end of the day, you can go on Google and search like what is the name of this event. Oh yeah, it's player added, for example. So if you just understand how events work, then it's going to be a lot more beneficial. You don't really need to remember much. Yeah, so that's a really good trait. I think that means that you're very inclined to actually learn scripting, if that's how you learn and see things. So, my name is Sage Guy. Are you like, do you like math? Like, is math your favorite subject in school? Because I feel like if that's the type of person you are, then you're probably like more inclined to math. I thought events like your mom shouting at you to tell your sister something and your sister does something. That's so random. Okay. Yo, what's up, Bubble X? How's it going? Bro, I feel like an industry plant. Like, W turn on donos? I gotta figure out how to do that. I feel like an industry plant. All the big devs are joining while I have like 4 viewers. Yeah, Magic Man, you can add me. I gotta figure out how to turn on donos, Bubble X. Okay, so now that I've created this teleport all players utility, I can use it in my main game loop. So I'm going to just refer to it here. Actually, let's create no, I don't want to go that complicated. Let's just use it here. Oh, let's go. Prison Duels is releasing this month. That's exciting. Bubble X, are you gonna be streaming more? The Among Us stream was super fun. I would totally do that again. I feel that. It's kind of hard to like do multiple things at the same time if you want to do them well. What do you think I should make next since I've already done the player report thing? Magic, why don't you go for like a simple game? That way you can kind of get like some UI knowledge in, some game loop knowledge in. Just view it as like a training. Okay, so after we lock all the doors, we are going to teleport all players, and we need to specify a part. So let's go ahead and we're gonna specify the parts. I want to specify it up here. To that, I'm sort of thinking project-wise. So why don't you just come up with like a game idea and then just go for that? Yeah, let's go ahead and locate the teleport. Let's just teleport block. Got most of that. I'm sort of thinking oh, I already read that. Yeah, I would just think of a game. We're gonna test out really quick if the doors auto close. Sounds good, Duffable. Yo, what's up, B1K? Welcome back. Okay, so let's go ahead and place our loot in here. And let's go ahead and choose to descend. So now we've got a timer going. And it should close the doors before it errors out here. So okay, so it closed the door and then it immediately reopened because it's restarted the loop. So that means it's working. And then of course we should have gotten an error, but I guess we didn't. Let me see why. Okay, so this should have errored out, no? Yeah, local teleport block. I don't know why that didn't error out. It sort of like skipped over this incorrect syntax because I didn't finish teleport block. But let's go ahead and make a teleport block really quick. So we are going to grab the spawn room. Yo, Bubblex, when your game blows up, you get super rich. You can't forget about us, okay? Can't forget about the broke devs. Let's just use spawn location. Yeah, let's just use spawn location as the actual spawn. Go ahead and make this semi-transparent. Actually, we'll just make it non-collidable. Make sure it's anchored, which it is. We're gonna do spawn room, spawn location. Man, there's no loot on this run. My gosh. Yo, what's up, Sock Zing? This game is named Descend. It's similar to Deadly Deliveries. Have you played Deadly Deliveries before? Okay, have you played Repo or Lethal Company? Okay, so it's similar to Lethal Company, where you go out into a facility and you loot it, and then you come back and bring your loot, and then once you meet the quota, you can choose to either continue or you can extract with all your loot. So it's different in the sense of there's overall progression. Like if you choose to extract, you'll keep your items and you're going to be able to use your items to get stronger, like long term, not just like per round. That's the gist of the game. So let's go ahead and descend. So we're counting down. Okay, so it didn't teleport me. It should have teleported me. No, I'm not a solo dev. I have created games by myself, but for this game, I'm working with 3 other people. What about you, Sock? Do you develop games? Thank you, Duffable. Man, that's the struggle. That's the struggle we all suffer from, Sock. We all start games that are projects and we never finish them. You just gotta grind through it. There's no way around it. So the doors close here. And then if teleport block, we gotta teleport all players here. And then we're going to assign a spread of... Actually, is it... It's a number. So we're gonna assign a spread of... We'll say 5 studs. Or 4 studs. Also, what was your game about, Sock? Yo, what's up, Skyzer? Thank you for joining the stream. What time is it for you? Okay, so if my scripts worked correctly, this door should close, and then I should be teleported in there. It's 5 p.m.? Okay, so it's 4 p.m. for me. So that means you are an hour ahead of me. Okay, so I teleported, door is closed, perfect. And can I open the door? No, I can't even access the proximity prompt. So that's great. It was a spin of hide the body. Oh, Sock, I did the same thing. I made like a spin on hide the body. And then I just made like duplicates of that. Have you heard of hide the food? So hide the food, me and a couple friends basically copied hide the body's game loop, and we made hide the food and hide the boys. Hide the boys is a really funny, goofy game, but that one's doing really well right now. Let me see what the CCU is. Yeah, we're at 2.5k CCU right now. So we're literally like neck and neck with Hide the Body. It's funny. How much money have I made from Roblox deving? Like Robux or USD? Robux probably between the games that I've devved, like before splitting it up all the ways that we split it, we've made, I think Hide the Body's made like 2 million Robux, and then Hide the Boys has made well over 1 million. I think almost 2. Underrated Roblox scripter. I appreciate that. That's the dream. Talk, that is not the dream. We're gonna get better than that, okay? 1 million is not the dream. We're talking like 1 billion at least. If table is equal to empty, put food on table. That's so funny, Leo. Also, welcome to the stream, guys. Yeah, welcome to the stream, Leo and Supreme Garn. Thank you for joining. Nice to meet you, man. I'm coding a game similar to... Have you heard of Deadly Deliveries on Roblox? Have you played that? Okay, so it's very similar to Deadly Deliveries, but we're gonna add a little bit more depth in the classes and the leveling up system. The classes are gonna be craftable, so you have to bring an NPC some items back to craft a class. So it's basically Deadly Deliveries with a little more progression and depth. You're somewhat retired. 1 billion Robux is 12,500,000 USD. Talk, that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need, okay? Some games easily make like 50 million Robux a day. What do you have so far? Okay, let me show you what I have so far. Actually need to test this game loop one more time. I'm gonna set this to 10 seconds. So right now you spawn into this facility, and this facility is going to be procedurally generated. This model specifically hasn't been set up yet, but this one has, for example. So that's why some look decorated and some haven't. We still need to put furniture and things like that. This is what I have so far, Grubster. So as you can see, you run around and loot. And obviously these little light things on the ground, these are just spawn locations. They're not going to be visible. But while we're troubleshooting and making the game, they are. So once you have loot, you can bring it back to the ship. As you can see, I'm still 20 away from meeting the quota. So I'm going to go loot really quick. Let's bring this back to the ship. Yeah, Grubster, it's very similar to Repo or Lethal Company. But it's got a little bit of a twist. It's more like, I don't know if you've heard of Deadly Deliveries. But Deadly Deliveries is a Roblox game. So we're going to go ahead and descend. Okay, so yeah, Deadly Deliveries basically took Repo and Lethal Company's idea, but they kind of Robloxified it. They made progression, instead of it being like, okay, I have to commit to this long Lethal Company game or long Repo game and grind like one run out. Instead, what they did, you can extract whenever you want, and when you extract, you take all your items and you can use those items to get stronger. So it's overall progression. It's like Lethal Company with overall progression. Let me look at my DMs, Duffable. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a gap issue sometimes, Duffable. I still have to look into why it's happening. I think I know why, but I am aware of that issue. I know, Voxel. I keep explaining it, but it is what it is. I don't mind. Okay, so let me try extracting. Or actually descending, rather. Did I already do that? I think I did. I think I already descended. Stockzing. Is this my permanent... Or is this my job? It's like a side hustle, since it makes money now. But it's not like my, my 9 to 5. It's kind of just like the after hours things that I do. But eventually, I love it so much, so I'm hoping eventually it'll become my full-time thing. And as far as coming up with game ideas, usually I just play, like, I base my game ideas off of games I've played. So in this case, I love Repo, I love Lethal Company. So we kind of came up with this idea of a game where you and a couple friends progress by going deeper and deeper into the earth. And you have to loot, and there's procedurally generated maps so that it feels fresh every time. Okay, so let's go ahead and vote on that. So the game should teleport me, and then after 10 seconds it should reopen the doors. Now that you can actually descend, I'm already having fun. That's awesome, Duffable. Do you only work with the people you already do, or do you do work on commissions? Okay, so I just teleported. Let's go ahead and see this door open. 1 second, I'll answer your question. And it opens. Okay, so now we just need to make sure that the map actually refreshes, which I don't think it did. Actually, no, it spawned in a new map. So you know what? It might have done that already. I think it did. I gotta look at the code to see. But I don't do any commissions. I don't think I've ever done a commission. I think I tried doing a commission once. I reached out to somebody that was looking for a scripter, but they didn't end up choosing me, and then ever since then I haven't really requested to do commissions or anything like that. I mainly just make games, and then those generate the income. But I have different groups of friends that I make games with. Like for this one, I'm making it with Duffable, Sensu, and Squigums. Those are my partners. But I have another game that I'm working on with a YouTuber named UK Darky. Doing commissions is such a pain, OMG. I can imagine. The other game's actually released. It's called Streamer Elevator. Here, let me put it in the chat. This is the other game. It's fairly new. We're still working on getting it off the ground. But that's the other game. The Boys specifically is split two ways. It was just me and a friend named Squigums. How long did I take to learn to script? I'm still learning every day. You know, trying to make my scripts more readable, more efficient, better structure. So I'm 11 months in and I'm still learning, to be honest. But I would say to learn enough to build a game, I would say you need at least like probably 2 to 3 months for simple games, and then more complex games. If you're really grinding out your learning, I would say like 6 months, 6 to 7 months for a more complex game, like what I'm building here. Not that this is extremely complex, but it's more than just like a super simple game. Yeah, Voxel's right. You never really finish learning. You just keep getting better and better. I think some people eventually close themselves off to learning and they kind of stay stagnant where they are. So you should always be looking on how you can improve. You should always have like the mindset of, if you hear like a new method of scripting that you've never heard of before, you should always like look into it and explore it and improve your code base. You're nearly done with your first game after 5 days of deving? That's insane. Also, welcome to the stream, Christo. I don't think you've been here before, have you? There isn't a developer who doesn't Google at least once a week. Oh yeah, 100%. Every developer has to Google and read documentation. Okay, so what was I working on? The game loop. We've teleported all the players back. Now we need to delete the map and spawn a new map. We don't actually need to spawn a new map because that's handled up here. Load map. Hey, nothing wrong with brain rot games. I mean, if you have fun making it, then I think that's a win. I know a lot of people put down brain rot games, but, well, honestly, Grubster, brain rot games don't make the most money. Like, quality games actually make more money. Brain rot games are just easier to make. But like, if you're looking at it from an ROI's perspective, like how much time it takes, I would still say that the quality games usually make more. You have outliers like Grow a Garden or Steal a Brain Rot that made it super big, even though they were very like simple brain rot games. But if you look at like the majority of the top earning category on Roblox, they're all pretty intricate. Like Blocks Fruits, who spend tons of time doing updates. I mean, let me look right now. Top earning, Rivals, obviously Steal a Brain Rot, The Forge. So I mean, if you look at all these games, I would say 70 to 80% of them are pretty high quality. Yeah, that's true. Just don't really know what makes sense for monetization. You could do like troll items, like slap hands. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well, when we talk about brain rot, do we mean literally like the brain rot genre of like the different characters, the different brain rot characters, or do you mean like brain rot games that are like very simple and like they spam your brain and there's like 10 of them? Because when I think of brain rot games, I don't necessarily think like, oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, if we're talking like as the tongue, the character, then yeah. Some of those can be pretty not simple, pretty complicated. That's funny, Duffable. Yo, what's up, Axel? Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the load map. I have a feeling that load map is also destroying the current map, but I'm gonna confirm that now. Okay, so load map. If not spawn room loaded, then okay. Okay, so it's gonna clear the previous dungeon, which is great. So that's what we needed. So we actually don't need to delete them. We call the delete map here. Let's go ahead and we're just gonna mark that as refreshes map. Yeah, Cristo, you could do like troll items for your game. Oh, SJ, I just looked at your chat. When will playtesting be open? I think playtesting will be open near end of January and then full game release hopefully in February. And we're gonna do a lot of updates from there if people like the game. Yo, what's up, Kebab? Thank you for joining. Yo, do you guys want to hear some lore about me and Kebab? Some funny lore? Me and Kebab have some history. So when I first started scripting back in February, I was hitting like every Discord server I could find up that kind of focused on Roblox development. I was hitting the Discord servers up, and Kebab has this big Discord server. And I went straight to Kebab, the owner of the Discord server, and I was like, yo, can I join your dev team? Because I was just trying to get experience. This is like when I just started. And Kebab thought I was like trying to hack him, I think. Kebab, what did you think when I asked you? Do you remember that? Yo, welcome Alberto, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yes, Voxel, that is intentional. Those are the two creators of that game. Kebab, are you serious? Is it not you that did that? Hold on. Kebab, don't you have a server? Don't you have a server named like, it starts with an N, like Nexus or Noxus? Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought that was you. Or do you not have a Discord server? Oh, you deleted it? Okay, yeah, so... That's awesome, Duffable. Yeah, so Kebab, maybe you don't know this, but I'm pretty sure I went in as my regular Discord. I might have had a different Discord name before, but like really like way back when I started, I found your Discord server on some website and I messaged you. I messaged you in your server and I think you thought I was like some person trying to like steal your game or game files or something like that. So you basically said like, no, you can't help me. And then I just went to the next server to figure out like who I could help. And then later on, I made a YouTube and I think you joined off of that. I think you found me from there, but I'm like, oh, this is the guy that I messaged that owns this Nexus server. Do I have any coding experience outside of Roblox? I don't. Back in college, I took a coding class for like 3 months, so I have like very little knowledge there. I basically completely forgot it all because I never really coded after that. I would say mainly my coding experience is within Roblox. That's so funny, Kebab. Yeah, I don't blame you at all for it. I just thought it was funny how like I approached you and Do you have any tips for a brand new developer? Also, do you have a Discord or something? Christo, check out the Discord in this YouTube description, and you can join that one. That's for this game. That's true, Boxel. Maybe some of that carried over, so maybe that's why I was able to learn really quick. No, Grubster, you're good. My actual job, I actually work for a home building company, so. I'm just an office worker, pretty much, for my actual job. Yes, Twitch chat and YouTube chat is connected. Yeah, Voxel, I know. I feel like that's how it would be, because I've looked at Python and I'm like, oh shoot, I could pick this up in like a few weeks, just like you. But a lot of people are like, oh no, the skills aren't transferable. I'm like, what are you talking about? Am I a demon in the Excel sheets? I am, Grubster. I go crazy in the QuickBooks. Man, I forgot what I was working on. So we restarted the game loop here. It refreshes the map. I think that's what we last confirmed. So go ahead and just think about what I want to work on next, because there's going to be some more visuals. Yeah, pretty much, Grubster. Oh, you're good, Magic Man. Thanks for joining back. Yeah, you got me, Grubster. You know my whole life. Okay, so let's go ahead and... what do I want to do next? I want to... if the round is set to Um, no problem, B1K. Infinite rounds? No, these aren't a memory leak. These are basically, if you use a wait for child statement and it never finds the object or the thing that you're referring to, then it's gonna throw out a warning, which is the infinite yield, like, hey, we're infinitely waiting on this object. That's what that is. So it's not a memory leak. It's just like a soft warning. Yo, what's up, Spoxin? Did I pronounce that right? I've heard Magic. I've heard of a studio virus before. I think you get them through plugins, right? Okay, so if current round is equal to 1, then what we're gonna do is, let me think. We're gonna do, this is where we're gonna have like our intro to game logic. And we're just gonna do a task.wait. We'll just do a task.wait. We'll wait for 10 seconds. We'll remove this here. So the intro to the game is gonna wait 10 seconds. Are you going to be looking for a new game to work on anytime soon? Yo, real talk, I have like so many ideas in my head. So I always want to be working on a new game, but the problem with that is if I work on too many projects at once, I get like nothing done. So I've learned to kind of just focus, like force myself to focus. Right now, it's pretty much just going to be this game for the next couple of months. And then just updating some current games that I have released. We have a game right now with like average 2,000 to 3,000 CCU. So it's generating pretty good income. So we're just updating that. And then I have another game that's got like 50 CCU right now, but it's super promising. So I'm going to be updating that game a lot too. And then I'm going to be working on the development of this game for the most part. Yeah, you can get viruses from models too, right? I think that's a little bit less invasive though, because those viruses are just like backdoor scripts. And I don't think backdoor scripts can like infect your studio. I know. Voxel, when we first met, I was like 3 months in working on Hallway Wars. But yeah, now it's been 11 months. And honestly, I've coded like every single day since then, so I've gotten a lot better. Yeah, I think bad plugins can give you a nasty virus. Because plugins, like, if you get a model, you can just delete the script inside of the model and you should be good. But a plugin, if you get a bad plugin and you don't know it's bad, it'll just keep inserting scripts into your game. That's how bad plugins are. You gotta really, like, make sure that the plugins you install are safe. I remember as a kid messing around in Studio, then starting a game, and just seeing all the stuff I built get absolutely destroyed and my poor PC getting pulverized. I shouldn't be laughing at that, Alberto, but yeah, I've heard stories, man. That sucks. Doesn't Roblox Studio ask for permission? Can this plugin insert scripts? It might. Not gonna lie, if it asked that, I'd just be pressing yes on them jokers. Like, I'd just be moving on. I would definitely get. I would be a perfect victim for getting my studio destroyed, like Alberto. Were you able to recover it, Alberto? Could you like go back to a save? Yeah, version control. They're all deleted. Man, that sucks. Yo, what's up, Pizza Cat 10? Welcome to the stream. I'm making a game called Descend. Voxel is going to go nuts if I explain it one more time. So I'll be super quick, but it's like Repo. Have you played Repo before? Okay, so it's like Repo, with a little bit of a twist. And the twist that we're adding is very similar to a game called Deadly Deliveries. So I think what I'm gonna work on next. Hey yo. Oh, you know what? I should not be waiting here. That shouldn't have happened. Let's go ahead and put this. Thank you, Pizza Cat. Yeah, I can, no more explanation needed. I can just show you. How about that? Hold on. Let me... Once we load the map and we spawn the loot and we roll the quota, I think right here is where we're gonna add the weight. Physics based, that would be cool. So this is kind of the gist of the game. You go around picking up loot and you have to avoid enemies, but right now I have enemies disabled and you bring your loot back to the ship. Like that. Yeah, humanoids don't do well with physics. You have to disable the humanoid, like if you want ragdolling, you have to disable like a bunch of humanoid settings. Or just one of them, I think. I think we're gonna work on like an announcement or like a game status. I want like a GUI. Thank you, Pizza. I want like a GUI on the top that shows like what stage of the game you're in. So, because you kind of have to hold the hands of players when it comes to Roblox. So, it's gonna announce like maybe the quota amount that you have to meet. Or it's gonna tell the player like go loot, and then once it meets the quota, it can instruct the player like go choose to extract or to descend. Do you prefer to be the only scripter on the team? Not necessarily. We actually have 3 scripters on this game. We have a lot of scripters, just so that we can blast through this game really quickly. So I don't really prefer it. I like working with teams and with friends, because you can see progress a lot better that way. So we're gonna make a new module here, and it's going to be called game status messenger. Or we'll just name it, let me think. Actually, what did I do in my old game, Lou? Dialogue. Yeah, I like dialogue. 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 Duffable, have you worked on the lobby yet? I think lobby's probably next. After I get a good bit into this dialogue, which will probably be quick, I'll probably end the stream. Do you use AI to assist you sometimes? I don't use it very often, but I like to use Claude to speed up some tasks. Definitely, Soy Boy. 100%. I mean, do I like using AI? Do I like AI as a whole? Not really. But it exists, so you kind of have to use it. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. That's my opinion. You just have to use it the right way. Yeah, Pizza Cat, good question. The floor is going to get harder, so there's going to be a lot more enemies, and then the loot's going to get better too. Zulquix. I've made a few games in the past. Several projects that haven't succeeded, but a few that have. But basically very simple brain rot games, except for one. I don't know if you've heard of like the Hide the Body series, but there's like a lot of copies of those games. So we made one of the copies, and I made an elevator type game as well. Oh my gosh, the difference between the revenue that you make from a brain rot game and the revenue you make from like a quality game is night and day. You have way higher people willing to spend money if the game is actually quality. Versus brain rot, people just go in really quick, you know, have some fun, but they don't really commit and spend money. Zol, I have a team that I usually work with. I don't solo dev much anymore. Oh, thank you, Voxel. Ooh, pizza, that's a good suggestion. Grubster, one of the scripters I've known like in real life for several years. And the other person I just met online, kind of like in the dev space and the YouTube space. Okay, so let's go ahead and local dialogue. We're gonna name it Dialogue Manager. Or game, we're gonna name it Game Dialogue. I like Game Dialogue. Okay, so what kind of dialogue do we want? So when the players join the game, I want it to say, what do I want it to say? Welcome, don't die? No, that's actually, I want to make it short like that for sure. Can we think of like a short phrase that we can say to the player? Like maybe, I don't want it to feel like tutorial-ish, since they're gonna hear it every single time. Welcome, give me money. Oh my gosh, Voxel. Maybe like, maybe you should say like, descending to X amount of feet. Like descending to X amount of feet. So it'll start by saying that. Let's do that first. So it's going to, after it spawns, or after it does this, Oh yeah, that's creepy. Okay, bet, Alberto. Let's do that. So here it's going to be dialogue saying, yo, what's up, Roblox, Mr. Player? How's it going? Thanks for joining. Why do I have so many module scripts? This is just the way I like organizing. If there's like a dedicated set of functions that I want to make, I'll usually group them into their own. You can ignore this game loop. I actually am not using that anymore. But I'll organize it into its own module. Yeah, exactly, Voxel. It's just modular. What Voxel said is just modular setup. Because module scripts, they don't need to be, or they don't run automatically. Module scripts need to be called. So you have a lot more control on the timing of when things are called versus having like regular scripts littered everywhere. And if you use one server script and one client script, you kind of have one point of entry for every single piece of logic in the game. So it really gives you great control using module scripts. Okay, so dialogue is going to say descending to XXX current depth. These brackets. I'm gonna write this out for AI to help me. Yes, Duffable, you can do that. Okay, so dialogue saying descending to current depth. We'll say please hold on. Do you got any if? What do you mean, Pizza Cat? Okay, so after it says descending, we're gonna have it roll the quota. And it's gonna be a dialogue saying the company needs, let's see. So the whole lure of this game is that you're kind of working for an evil company. So the company is setting your quota every time that you need to meet. So the company needs you to collect like, let's say current and loot from this depth. Random question, what time is it for you? For me, it's 4:52 right now. 4:52 p.m. And I haven't eaten lunch or dinner, so I'll probably need to go get some food because I'm starving. Okay, so after this, let's see. After it announces the current quota, we're probably gonna have an announcement that says after you've met the quota, it should say something. So that's what I was thinking of, Duffable, but if you had anything else in mind, definitely mention it. So after we meet the quota, right here, we're gonna say you have met, or quota has been met. Dang, it's really late for you, Voxel. Have a good night, bro. Thank you for joining. Sleep well, bro. Quota has been met. You can continue. You can continue descending. Or extract now. That's good. And then we're gonna have dialogue here. The idea of just going really deep underwater to the point you don't even know where you are located terrifies me. That is a scary feeling. Like the deep ocean. That would make for a really good Roblox game. Okay, so after we get vote result, so if we extract, dialogue saying you have chosen to extract, and then we're gonna do task.wait. Oh, well, actually, we don't need a wait statement there. It's just gonna break. We're gonna need a wait statement. Under the round buttons. Oh, all right, Alberto. Have a good night, man. Thanks for joining the stream. If you want to join next time, definitely subscribe. Okay, so here where it teleports all the players to lobby, we're gonna add a wait statement. Well, actually, let's just see where this is called, and we'll add the wait statement there. So vote is extract, and we're gonna task.wait. We'll do 5 seconds. That way they have time to see that they are extracting, and then they'll be extracted. And how many years have you been scripting in Lua? And how did you learn how to script? It's gonna be 1 year next month in February. So I've been scripting for 11 months, and I just learned through YouTube and then through making games, just practice. Okay, so if we don't choose to extract, then we're gonna have a dialogue saying now descending. It's gonna say now descending. We're gonna close all the doors, teleport all the players. The round's gonna increment. Then we're gonna loop back up here. And we actually don't need to reload the control room. So do we have, you know what? I'm just gonna do if default settings dot current round is equal to 1, then we will load the control room. Otherwise, we don't need to reload it. It's gonna refresh the map, spawn loot. Oh, we do need to call for loot to delete. So let's see if we actually I think I already made a function for that. Yeah, clear loot. Zolquix, are you learning how to script right now? And I'll read your chat when I get back. I gotta go use the bathroom. Yeah, I'll be right back. I am back. Okay, so we're gonna load the control room. We also want to make sure to clear the enemies and then respawn new enemies. And we actually want to do that before we load the map or refresh it. So we're gonna clear enemies, clear loot, clean up. Then we are going to load the map, spawn enemies. We're going to spawn stuff in, and then once we spawn stuff in, we're going to have a dialogue saying descending to the current death. Please. We'll say please, please remain seated would be funny. We'll say that. What's up, Roblox Mr. Player? You know, that's all that matters. I mean, it would be nice for it to be profitable. So, you know, eventually you want to make things that are profitable and you love making. But the fact that you just love it in itself and, you know, you're making like a good quality product, I think it's a good way to think. A lot of people make games that they don't even feel like making, you know? Okay. Yo, how's it going, SinoX Cycle? This game, have you heard of the game Repo or Deadly Deliveries on Roblox? It's similar to that. You go into a facility and then you loot, and then you can choose to extract or keep going and risking your current stash. Are you a developer, Sino, or are you just a player? Oh, that's sick. What do you do? Are you a scripter? Scripting for about 6 months. Nice. Yeah, I'm on month 11. How's your progress so far? Have you made any games? It didn't go great? Hey, that's fine, man. As long as you had fun doing it. What was the game about? We're gonna add a little helper function. Do I want to do it here though? Build your base. I don't think I've played that before. Or I might have, but I might just not recognize the name. Quick question, can the music in your game get you copyrighted and game removed? No. No, if your music gets copyrighted, they're just gonna stop you. They're just gonna stop the use of the music. Meaning, they'll disable the ID. They'll delete the ID, but it's not gonna get your game banned. You don't have to worry about that. Sino, why do you think your game didn't go well? Have you identified it yet? Yeah, you'll be fine, Christo. The worst that'll happen is they'll disable the ID. Dialogue saying... You rushed it? Hey, well, you can always go back and improve it, right? You don't speak English. Can you tell me how long you've been developing? Yeah, Roblox Mr. Player, I've been developing for 11 months. What language do you speak? Yeah, Sino, a lot of people get discouraged if their game fails. But, in my opinion, a game succeeding shouldn't be your view as a win. I mean, it is a win, but realistically, if you can just view every game as like progress towards mastering the skill, then you'll pretty much never lose, because even if the game fails, all that time that you took to make it made you that much better. So that's what gives me motivation to keep going. It's not about like making money or getting a lot of people to join. I mean, that's just the bonus, but improvement is the main factor. Oh, you're Russian? Okay, cool. Yeah, me too. Thanks for joining the stream, man. Feel free to subscribe and join whenever. I don't think I've met anyone from Russia before. Or I don't think I've met anybody that currently lives in Russia. Let me say that. Because I definitely met some Russians. Okay, so for this game dialogue... So this game dialogue is going to make a string object that we're gonna connect to on the client side. So we're gonna say current dialogue is equal to replicated storage see, no, the game is not really playable right now. I mean, there's maybe like a demo point of view, but it's not really that playable. Duffable, put the bug in the Discord. We've been working on this game for a few weeks now. I would say like probably like three weeks. So here we're gonna have an update dialog, and that's gonna set that value to update. Then I think everything else we're pretty much gonna handle on the client side. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the client. Nice, are you full-time? No, I'm not a full-time dev. So if I was full-time, then we probably could have made the progress we made in like 1 week, but since I'm not full-time, it's been 3 weeks. Eventually, though, I want to go full-time. That's the dream. Main game scripts. Same, yeah. I think that's everyone's dream. It's a lot of work. Okay, so trying to figure out where I want to make this. I'll probably just make it in my UI control service. No, I have a job. I'm not in school anymore. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go let my dogs out to the backyard. Okay, so this game dialogue GUI, I am going to create it. We're gonna name it game dialogue, and we are going to make it a frame, or make a frame. And I think I want to have like a, trying to think, maybe like it should say announcement and then whatever the text below it. For now, that's what I'm gonna do. So I'll do a text label. Scaled. Dude, I'm still grinding, Derp. Still grinding. I'm actually about to end stream though. I want to finish this dialogue stuff. And then I'll probably end stream. What's up? Yeah, this is just, I mean, eventually I want this to be my full time. Not necessarily the streaming, but definitely the deving. I just want to stream if that's what people want, but yeah, I have a job. Do you have a job? Outside of dev? No, bro, I'm just an office worker. Oh, dev is your job? Bro, you're literally living my dream. I'm so jealous. Stop talking about jobs. Derp, I'm gonna be you one day, okay? Right now, it doesn't pay all the bills just yet for me. Better than you? Man, by the time I'm as good as you, you're gonna be like 10 times better, so there's no way. But that's sick though. How did you go from, like, did you ever have a 9 to 5 and then you eventually were able to switch, or have you just been deving that long and Derp, you are everywhere. How's it going? I am him. Welcome to the stream. Got a degree, didn't work for a year. Then I graduated, and then I had a game take off. Oh my gosh, bro. That is such a dream. Man. I've had some games take off, but not enough to support me yet. Dude, I'm old. I got some bills, bro. So I need to keep grinding that 9 to 5 and then doing this until it actually like really takes off. What'd you get a degree in? Yeah, that's awesome. That's what all parents should do, man. All parents should support whatever their kids want to do. I think now it's starting to turn more that way. But I know back in the day, like, with all this internet stuff, parents don't really understand it, so they could look at, like, game dev or, like, streaming as just being, I don't know, like, not a real source of income. I think everyone's opening up their eyes, though. Yeah, I have some games right now with some... What was Derp? Ask him what his highest CCU is. Grubster, are you asking me what my highest CCU is? Okay, so you probably had some transferable skills then. I'm the same though. I started going for a degree. I had 3 years in college, and then I was going in for cybersecurity. I did all like my basic, like all the basic classes. I was just getting into the actual specialty classes that actually teaches you about cybersecurity. But I just stopped going to school, started working for like an IT company, and then now I work for a home builder company. But I only started game dev like 11 months ago, and it's been my passion ever since. I just want to fully get into it. I want to make it my full time soon. Yeah, Grubster, I hit good CCU, but on a brain rot game, it's no, no, I don't live with my parents. I wish I did, because then my bills would be so low that I could just focus full time on it. Have you moved out yet, Derp, or do you still live with your parents? Like a week ago? Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like, so you pretty much started living your dream, working full-time game dev, and now you're like ready to, now you can take that, like move out. That's, I wish it played out like that for me, but I'm not complaining. I'm just glad that I found my passion for game dev and now I'm pursuing it. Even if life sucks right now, because I have to work a lot, I'm still enjoying it. Time to be an adult. Derp, are you from the US or do you live in a different country? Oh, DC? Nice. I've been in Florida pretty much my whole life. I actually just went up to New York though. Bro, we got hit with like, I got hit with like an $100 or $200 tax bill for bringing a car into New York. I guess they tax you for driving. Yeah, bro. Yo, what's up, UK Darky? Welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I'm surprised I have 16 viewers too. Super appreciative. What's up, Soy Boy? I'm probably gonna end stream soon because I haven't eaten since lunchtime and it's almost 6 o'clock. Or I haven't eaten since breakfast. I skipped lunch, so I'm just going straight to dinner after this. When did I realize development was my thing? Honestly, like, as soon as I started coding in 2025, so last February, probably after a couple of weeks, I realized how much I loved it, and then I just haven't stopped that since. Oh, what am I doing? Hold on, I thought I was working in this script. So you had a big game at some point. What happened to it? It didn't make a lot? Well, I guess it made a decent amount, but so one game took off, Hide the Food. It was just a brain rot game, but Hide the Food hit like 3k CCU for like literally a couple of days and then it died. So now it drifts around like 50 to 100. And then I had we basically just reskinned Hide the Food and we made it like super goofy. We made a game called Hide the Boys, and that currently sits at around like 2k CCU. Yeah, like right now it's at 2.6k. It peaked at 7k CCU. But yeah, the brain rot games are like low quality games. They don't seem to make too much money. Yeah, it sucks. We're trying to make the conversion rate better. So we just added Like, we're adding some dumb stuff to it because it's a brain rot game. It's just like a little funny game that you play. But yeah, I have a game also with UK Darky that it seems like it's just starting to pick up, called Streamer Elevator. And if you compare the conversion rate and the amount per the amount of Robux average spent per player, it's like significantly higher in Streamer Elevator, which I kind of attribute to the game loop itself being more monetizable and maybe it being higher quality. People don't really want to spend money on like low quality kiddish games. My username, it's the same as it's CLOFE. Let's see, if you look that up. Oh, I guess that's my display name. My username is Skidfly, SKIDFLY. Yep, Duffable's right. Thanks, Duffable. UK Darky, if Streamer Elevator even hit like 1K or 2K CCU, that game would make so much money, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm actually, for that game, I'm running ads right now. At first, I thought the ads were kind of just meant to be ran in the very beginning, just to get into the algorithm. And then once you're in the algorithm, you turn off ads, but really that's not the way to do it. You want to keep running at least the re-engagement ads, I've found out. But unless you know a better method, because you've been in the game a lot longer than I have, but I find that the re-engagement ads are really good. Hide the Boy, the one with like that averages 2 to 3K CCU. Bro, no, you probably have way more projects. I got lucky with them semi taking off, but I'm also working with. Do you solo develop Dirt Monster, or do you have like other devs? You solo? Okay, yeah, because I don't know why, I just love working with other creators. I think I'm like more disciplined when I have other people to work with. So that's probably why I've been able to make games a little quick, because I have other people. But I think you definitely have more experience than me if you take everything into account. Fair. I run ads for like I run new player ads for like 2 weeks, and if the game hits algorithm, I pretty much just switch to re-engagement ads. Aw, thank you, UK Darky. I've been putting in a lot of hours, so I appreciate that. Thank you, Derp. What's up, Nutella X? Welcome to the stream. How much have I made so far? The games that I've made, I pretty much don't have to pay for ads anymore out of pocket, because once you have like a game hit a little bit, you can just reuse the Robux that you get from those games. But if we're just talking like between all the games before accounting for any splits, probably like 4 million Robux. It's very inconsistent though, because you'll have like a day where it hits crazy CCU numbers, and then I don't know. I'm afraid that this new game I made is gonna drop to Hide the Boys, but hopefully Streamer Elevator will pick up. Are you following trends or just creating games? For the Hide the series, we definitely followed the trend, but for this game that we're making now, I feel like we're more just trying to create a quality game to see how it does. How long do I make? Does it take? I think my goal right now is to start and complete a project uh, in like 1 to 3 months is the goal. I don't think I want to go more than 3 months yet. I don't think I'm that good. I think once I've got a good idea of what works well on Roblox, I'll commit to like more like long-term projects. Because otherwise, I feel like if I commit to like a 6 month or a year-long project right now with like minimal experience, I could be devoting towards something that isn't really gonna work just because I don't know. So with 1 to 3 months, I minimize risk of time loss. I guess that's also why I like having a team, because you can just output so much quicker. So if an idea fails, everyone kind of shares the time spent together versus like me spending a year working on a single game and then it failing. You start to flop with bigger games. Yeah, I haven't really tried a big game yet. I think Streamer Elevator, the one I made with UK Darky, is probably the biggest game I've made as far as like how long the project took. Yeah, sure. I'll put my Roblox username in the chat. Oh, UK Darky. Yeah, but I mean, at least the pro to that is you still got tons of experience, so who made the maps from Streamer Elevator? UK Darky made most of the maps. Okay, UK Darky's like a jack of all trades. Like he specializes in scripting, but he can still build, do lighting, really good with sound, really good with animations, or at least he's very good at like transferring animations from other apps. And then yeah, the grocery store map we hired somebody for. Yeah, I did the pool rooms, a super basic map. Dirt Monster, are you as a solo dev, do you do all the building and stuff too, or do you hire other people? Do you commission that out? For my big project, a friend did building. I did submissions. For my new projects are way less build heavy, so I do them all myself. That's awesome. I want to have a I want to do like one of those challenge streams like you did, like the 24 hours to build a game. And I have a game idea in mind that I want to build, but I think when I go to do that, it's going to be all myself, like the building, the UI. That's awesome, Duffable. We're actually getting members. Let's go. Let's go. Hopefully we can get some testers for this game. Derp, what's your Roblox username so I can add you? Thank you guys. Thank you, Derp. And yeah, Nutella, join the Discord if you haven't. Okay, bet. Yeah, we'll announce testers there. Or we'll announce testing sessions there, and then you can sign up to be a tester. Hey, welcome to the stream, Allure. You're a solo dev. You've been building a shooter game? That's sick. Is this your first game? Yeah, I definitely want to do the 24-hour challenge. I thought that was super cool. Dirt Monster did one. I like that. I like it because the stream feels like it has a goal, so everyone can kind of like follow along. Versus like this is just a general devlog. You tried building a game before, but it was a bad modeler. It was so bad, but it worked. I never sent it to a campaign though. Oh, like you never did an ad campaign? Yeah, Allure. You just gotta view all your failures as learning lessons, and then you'll never fail. Hey, welcome to the stream, Goku. Thanks for joining. Should you try Roblox Studio after a few months of Unity? Yeah, definitely. Roblox Studio makes things so much easier. I mean, they take a fat cut. They take like 70%, but they give you really good tools. So, what do I think about being a solo dev? I think it's per person judgment on that. For me personally, I like working with others, but there's a lot of pros to being a solo dev. All the decisions, like you don't have to, you can just make the decisions based on how you feel. You don't have to really talk to your teammates. You don't have to worry about people not doing their job correctly. So there's a lot of pros to being a solo dev, but do you think a shooter game could pop off? Yeah, if it's done right. There is a lot of shooter games, so you just have to kind of, I think you have to make yourself unique in some way. Yeah, they give you a player base, so I understand the taxes. Yeah, I'm not mad about Roblox's cut at all. With how much they give you, you really can't be mad. What game am I making? I'm making a game where you run through a facility that's procedurally generated, so it's a different map every time, even though it kind of looks the same. And then you just have to pretty much loot it, avoid the enemies, and extract with your loot. Yeah, I can show you what I've gotten so far. I haven't been scripting for like the last 20 or 30 minutes. I think I'm low-key fried, but I'll show you what I have so far. Let me remove this call. We're not ready for this call yet. Here, I'll show you what the game looks like right now. So you kind of spawn in this pod, and you have these two buttons here, but you can't access these two buttons because first you have to meet your quota. So the quota should appear on the screen soon. It sounds like Lethal Company. Yeah, it's very much like Lethal Company, or like Deadly Deliveries, if you've seen that game. Why are we not? Oh, we hit an error. Let's see. How did I remove that call? Did I not? Clear enemies, clear loot. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out why this is erroring out. Okay, that's why. I still had it there. Here, I'll spawn the enemies in as well, so you can see what the enemies look like. Do we have a quota? So a facility gets procedurally generated, and right now we're calling this one, I think we're calling it the sewer rooms. It's meant to be like a sewer. But you can run around, collect loot, and the grab system's a little finicky right now. We have another scripter working on that. We've been working on this game for like 3 weeks, I would say, 2 or 3 weeks. I just put the same running animation on him, but obviously the running animation doesn't fit the speed that he's running at. I still have to add a bunch of different functions for these enemies, because they're all going to be unique. They're going to have different things that they can do. Like, we're going to have one enemy that runs up to you and suicide bombs, which is this one right here. But I've only really worked on the detection logic and the chase logic. Derp, no, I don't animate. I basically, I pulled some animations from the toolbox since they're just R6. But, Duffable, which is our builder for this game, he does animate. So any animations we need, he can do. And in the real game, there's not going to be this many enemies. I just have it spawning a lot of enemies because I'm doing testing. Three weeks, that's super nice, man. Thank you. Yeah, we have a really strong team. You do the same? Dude, yeah, the toolbox is great. Like, especially if you're working with R6, you can find so many animations there. Just cover all your needs. Okay, so now I can bring the loot over here. And I didn't meet the quota. Oh my gosh, yes. If I'm ever working on VFX, I just pull up one of those, like, VFX packs. And then you can just time it correctly. I gotta find one more piece of loot to make the quota. Yeah, the enemies use raycast so that I'm only detected if they actually look at me. Yeah, this is like repo. And right now the room's like super empty because we haven't added any furniture in yet. But eventually there's gonna be, each room is gonna have like a ton of furniture, maybe some like inner walls, things to make it a little less empty. I'd say make a weapon that only works once or like a knife that loses durability. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could use dot product and then distance. It's probably a lot cheaper to use dot product instead of raycast. That's a good point. I feel like I had a reason to use raycast, but I can't think of it right now. Oh, yeah. You use raycast because I don't want it to see me through objects. If I were to use dot products and distance, then it would be able to see me right here. But if I use raycast, then I can actually confirm that they're not seeing me through a wall. But yeah, if I had like a really open map where I didn't care about like walls and stuff, then I would just use dot product because it's a lot cheaper, from my understanding. Okay, so once you meet the quota, you can choose to either extract, which is like going back up to the surface, and you can take all of this loot with you. So everyone in your party will get a copy of this loot, and they'll be able to take it back to the surface. Or if your team votes to descend, you go further down into the earth. And right now we just have this map, the sewers, but eventually, like, we're gonna say like every 10,000 feet that you descend, it's gonna be like a new style of map. So we might go from like the sewers to maybe like a more natural underground area, like cave system, or mine shaft. So we're gonna have like different sorts of maps. But as you can see here, I chose to descend. So we're gonna start a vote timer, so everyone can basically vote on what they want to do. Yeah, thank you. And honestly, it's really not my unique concept. We like what Deadly Deliveries did, so we're kind of trying to take their loop and add to it. So this concept that I'm describing here isn't really made by me. It's made by Deadly Deliveries. And I don't know if they took it from somewhere. They definitely use like the repo or Lethal Company style game, but as far as like being able to extract and keep all your loot and like the overall progression, I don't know if that's something that they made. Yeah, you should check it out. It's really fun. But yeah, that's the game. I think I'm gonna pick up this game dialogue a little bit later. But basically what's gonna happen is it's just gonna be a GUI that updates with whatever's going on in the game. So if we're deciding to descend, there's gonna be like a GUI that says you're now descending to X amount of feet. So just kind of like telling the player what's going on. Thank you, Sir Doom Swords. Thanks for joining the stream. Yeah, thank you guys so much for all the questions. But yeah, my brain's a little fried now. I think I need to go eat some food. But I'll probably stream for a little bit tomorrow, and I'll do the GUI part of it tomorrow, and then hopefully get some more done. So I think that's gonna be it for me. If you guys want to keep up to date, join the Discord and then feel free to subscribe. Streaming was definitely a good decision from you. Yeah, thank you. I like it a lot. I've never really gotten like into streaming, but I really like meeting other devs and talking to them. Okay, yeah, we'll ping you. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching.